Hey, what's up, guys? You're here with Kirk and Gora from PickDawgz, and thank you for joining us here. The Champions League is finally here, Kirk, and once again, we are teaming up for this outstanding competition with some of the best clubs in Europe. We are gonna kick it off in this video specifically with Juventus and PSV Eindhoven. That's the first game that we will be talking about on Tuesday. September 17th, 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Kirk. But before we get into that, uh, what are your thoughts on the Champions League? How do you feel about it? You're gonna be watching some games. I'm assuming there's a lot of German teams playing, and it should be a fun season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm interested to see how the new format is actually going to end up working, as it's really interesting every time that UEFA or FIFA change something. You never know whether it's going to be for the better or for the worse. But my team, Bayern, they get eight different opponents instead of three in the Champions League group stage. So I'm excited. And Bayern opens up today against Dinamo Zagreb. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's definitely, like you said, Kirk, new format, more teams, more games. The group stages are now the thing of the past in the Champions League. And all of that kind of escalated when those, let's call them big and the richest teams in the world decided to start that Super League and whatnot because they were money hungry, of course, as they all are. Then UEFA decided to take some steps and kind of revamp the Champions League for the first time since early 90s when the group stages were actually introduced in the Champions League. Now, like we said, Kirk, teams no longer have only three opponents, they have eight different opponents, which means that in the first part of the Champions League, every team, and there are 36 of the teams, in this season Champions League. So every team will play eight games. They will play four home games. They will play four games on the road. Now the thing is, in the past, in the group stages, teams will play games at home and on the road against the same team. Now that is no longer the case. So every team in the Champions League has eight different opponents selected. They play four home games against some of those teams and then four games on the road against the other four teams. So it's no longer group stage, like I keep repeating myself. It's a league table now that we have 36 teams. The top eight teams after the eight games, they will be going straight to the knockouts, while 9 to 24, Kirk, will be going to some additional playoffs to join those top eight in the round of 16 of the Champions League, while the rest of the teams from the 25th place all the way to 36 will be getting knocked out of the Champions League, and they will not be going into the Europa League like we used to see in the past, where the teams getting knocked out in round one of the knockouts were going to the Europa League. So that's something interesting, and there's more money, of course, involved in this season Champions League as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's all for the money at the end of the day. And I do like that the round of 16, all tw or the top 24 teams do have a chance to qualify for that. So if you're not top two in your group, you still have a chance to get through. I think it's kind of like CONCACAF, where the two best third place teams made it through to the quarterfinals. So expanded format, more games, more money. But we're here to talk about all of it. So I'm excited to talk to you about this game in particular as well.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of money involved, and I don't want to get into numbers because they're ridiculous numbers, and we just can't comprehend that. Just to give you an example, every point that the team wins in the Champions League, so every point, not a win or something like that, every point the team wins is worth 700,000 euros. So I'll let that sink in for a second because that's just ridiculous. For the top teams who might win like, I don't know, 10 points or 12, 13, whatever, that's a lot of money in question. And that's why they all gladly accepted this new format of the Champions League. But like you said, Kirk, let's get into this game. Juventus and PSV Eindhoven. Juventus, a bit of a favorite at home, minus 128. Even though they had two sloppy games in a row right now, two draws, two goalless draws, that is, one against Roma and then one against Empoli this past weekend. While PSV Eindhoven, probably the best team in the Netherlands. I don't think it's even close. But what scares me here for them is the fact that they do have some injuries, and that is definitely not going to be an easy game as they have those opponents in the Eredivisie.
Yeah, definitely. And I like PSV in this one. I think they get a result out of this one. As you said, Juve, they've tied their last two games 0-0, haven't gotten on the score sheet as well. And PSV, they've been cruising last three games 2-0, 3-0, 7-1. They've been scoring. Luke de Jong has really gotten going strong off the mark this season. PSV haven't lost in their last five away games and haven't lost in their last five overall games. I think PSV can get something out of this. They've just been playing too good. And always one of these Dutch teams in the Champions League seems to cause some ruckus and chaos. Not going to be Ajax this season. Probably not going to be Feyenoord. So I'm going with PSV on the double chance here at minus 105.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be shocked or surprised even if PSV scores a goal here, but it's gonna be tough. Juventus's defense is very solid this season. They're still finding their way in that attacking end under Thiago Motta, who is their new head coach. There has been a few new signings, yes. Vlahovic has had a decent season so far. And like I said, they haven't scored a goal in any of their last two games, which is definitely a bit of a problem. But they got back into the Champions League after a couple of seasons off, I think, and I think that they will start with a nice win at home, if I'm being honest. So looks like we are going against each other here, Kirk. I will take Juventus on the money line at minus 114. You have PSV on the double chess at minus 105. I suppose the good news is that at least one of us will hit this
Yeah, why not start off the Champions League with a winner? One of us will be 100%. That's all I can
one.
say.
Thank you guys for joining us here. We did see a bunch of your comments wanting to get that old format back when we were recording videos together. So I just want to let you know that we heard you guys. We are working on some changes, and starting from this upcoming weekend, we will be doing videos a little bit differently as well. There's no longer going to be like 24 videos for Saturday, which I know it's a hassle sometimes to go through, even though they're short. So stay tuned for those guys. We have a lot more games for the Champions League on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for this week. So there's going to be a lot of money to be made on those games. That's it, everyone. Good luck with all of your bets, and we'll see you soon with more free picks.